And these Asian people here, they are accepting the fact that there is a lot of anti-blackness in Asian community.
Question. This actually is a serious question. Why don't you like us Black people? Non-American Asians always gave me the cold shoulder. American Asians were cool, and I often hang out with them. Are they just not used to us?
Partially.
Sad to say, but I know that there's anti-blackness very much so in a lot of Asian American communities. And obviously, unfortunately, anti-blackness is global. And I think like
it's a very long historical answer.
Yeah.
Some of it has to do with not being used to it. Okay, so colonization happened throughout the whole world when white colonizers took over Asia, Africa, all the other continents. And with that came the belief of anti-blackness that was instilled upon all of these communities. Now, once those colonizations ended, you were left with this homogenized community where they don't know anyone who don't look like they're all white, all Asian, all South Asian, whatever it may be. And then all of a sudden you fast forward to having technology and Western media, because again, controlled by whiteness, is pushing out this message of that Black communities are gangsters, do this, they do that. And then that media gets pushed out into the world in the form of movies and TV shows. And now you take this homogenized community who has learned anti-blackness through colonization and stuff like that, on top of the fact that it's then mixed with people who are learning about these races for the first time through fictionalized television that is controlled by white media. And then you have this biased look. So when they meet Black people for the first time, they're having to reconcile what they have been essentially brainwashed into thinking versus then trying to figure out what that means when they meet you and they're like, but you're not any of these things, which is the reason why you get a lot of people from Asia who are having to go through that discovery, and Asian Americans who grew up with that and know that those are things that are essentially propaganda, mind washing, to keep upholding this idea of, and instead of using the WS word, I'm going to say anti-blackness, because one is,
hand in hand,
and they push this anti-blackness, then it's basically global propaganda. So then people are trying to, come to those terms, and instead of just being hateful, they may just not understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's like the short end of it.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing to contribute. That was very concise. A lot of people are just conditioned to believe that Black people are whatever the conditioner wants you to believe they are.
Yep.
And, like my grandma, the only Black people she had ever seen were American soldiers in Korea. And to her, they were all part of the same group. And then when she came to America, all she knew about Black people was, like you said, what she had seen on TV, what people had told her. And so she was very distrusting of Black people. And I was like, how many Black people are just like everybody else? Like, I go to school with Black kids, like, and she was just like, oh no, they're very dangerous. I'm like, they're not. This is just what people wanted you to believe. But, what else did she know? You know what I mean? She's just this like, country girl from, uneducated, and is told by everybody in power what to believe. My God is better. My people are better. My guns are better. So she's like, okay, well, all of these things are better. So I better side with the better side.
This couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, our greatest allies have been the Black community. Black and Asian solidarity has a long, long history. And that's not to erase the examples from both sides of intolerance, hate, and violence. But at our best, we have long fought alongside each other, such as Frederick Douglass advocating for Chinese and Japanese immigration in 1869. Or when Henry Turner and Ida B. Wells spoke out on behalf of Filipino freedom fighters. Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King, and many Black protesters condemning the violence and war in Vietnam. Japanese Americans fighting alongside the Black community to repeal the Emergency Detention Act. The powerful relationship between Yuri Kochiyama and Malcolm X. Grace Lee Boggs and her husband James Boggs. Jesse Jackson, the NAACP for Vincent Chin. and the majority of Asian Americans who support the Black Lives Matter movement.
The widespread animosity between Asian people and black people is probably one of the sneakiest tricks ever pulled to uphold white supremacy. I've seen a lot of black people scoff at the idea that the black community should stand in solidarity and support of the Asian community right now. And to justify this, they say, oh, Asian people don't like us, they don't help us, why should we help them? And the answer is quite simple, because white people don't want us to. It's the same reason that white people pit black men against black women or light-skinned people against dark-skinned people. Because we're a lot easier to control when we're divided. The anti-black and anti-Asian sentiments in our respective communities didn't develop organically, they were put there. They're the product of systems of white supremacy specifically designed to keep people of color disenfranchised in this country. We need to build bridges and stand with the Asian American community and to start dismantling the anti-Asian hatred within ourselves. Because it gets us nowhere, it weakens us both, and there is no question that we would all be stronger together.
And there is some reasons why there is this anti-blackness. Reason number one, as I say, is about stereotypes. You know, those black people who have never, or those Asian people who have never lived with black people, or who have never come across black people mingle, now they are seeing this just from the media, and they are learning the history of black people without meeting them, without mingling with them. So what is here is that they know what they are being told. Now, the media, as we say always, what the media feeds you stick on your mind. So the media will show the advertisement of, you know, black people on crime scenes, and it will show advertisement of white people as if they are the better ones. So as a person who have never come across a black person will automatically buy that story, that what they see on the media. Now, stereotypes about crime. Media always sell black people are violence. Black people, they are full of crime, you know. And even the movies, when you see the movies, it's only black people who are being seen in the, you know, in the negative sides, and white people, their positive side. When you take about, even in the movies, the boys who are acting, most of them are white, you know. So what these Asian people who have never come across black people, what they see on the media, they think about it and they buy that, and they know this is what it is with the black family. Okay? Now, stereotypes. Stereotypes, and that's why we are saying you do not need to judge a book just like that. Don't judge a book by its cover. You need to live with the people, see the people, like live with them. Because black people are the most humble people. They love each other. They love foreigners. As a matter of fact, I have seen a lot of YouTubers, white, from France, from where, coming in Africa, and the love they get from these people is amazing, or from black people is amazing. So you do not need to judge a person simply because you have seen in the media or you have these stereotypes. Now, another thing is that white supremacy is selling the narrative of black people being, you know, filthy, you know, just black people is not, or black people are not good. And that's what we start with racism, you know. Racism is born from there. White supremacy is selling the narrative of black people being filthy. Black people being the, you know, generation of this guy who was cast. He was cast by his father. So black people, they are just slaves, you know. So, and the people who at least their skin is fair, it's different story with them. Now, I have come to know that black people and Asian, all of us, we were colonized by the same person. You know, even black people were colonized. They were colonized. So we need to unite. And there's a video I did where an Asian person said that black people needs to unite. That's what we need to do. Unity of us, black and Asian people, okay? So the fact that we do not have friends, the fact that we do not receive love from other communities or other races does not show that we are weak as black people. It shows that we are superior. We have some powers that when we are given a chance, we will do wonders. But because they don't want us to get that opportunity, they will sell this agenda of anti-blackness, they will sell this agenda of racism, they will sell this agenda of black people being, filthy, because they don't want to give us a chance that, or they don't want, they don't want to give us a chance to showcase what we have or to showcase the ability we have. See, Africa is feeding the world. Africa is feeding the world. And they know we are the best. So that's why we have all this narrative of blackness and blackness and everything. But I've seen a lot of Asian people who are educated. Now they know. They know the truth. And some of them, they are trying to, to differentiate, or they are trying to buy the real truth. But some of them, they have buy that negative side of racism, discrimination, because they feel like they are the best than others. You cannot judge someone by the skin tone, by the tone of their skin, by the color of their skin, because we have a lot of black people who have, are wealthy, well put, like people who have thrived and they are black, people who are moving masses, people who are moving crowd, musicians. A lot of this music culture, good music culture, comes from black people. So black people, we got some kind touch. We got some amazing, amazing touch that a lot of these other races, they know very well that when we get the prize, we will overtake everyone. And that's why they are trying to sell this agenda of anti-blackness. Why do you think they are selling this agenda of anti-blackness, and yet why can't they sell agenda of anti-Asian or anti-white? They are selling an agenda of anti-blackness because they know the strength that we hold. They know the miracle that we are holding on our hands. They know what we can do. And that's why they are selling this agenda of anti-blackness. Truth to be told. To be told. So I can say this. Asian people are waking up, and we need a lot of them to sell this agenda or to educate other Asian people who have not come across black people. Tell them how we are. Tell them, we are not bad people. If we are talking about crime is everywhere. Crime is in the white countries. You see, there are some streets in the white countries. In America, a lot of crime. Crime is in Asia. Crime is everywhere. But why are they selling this crime of Asia? Why are they selling this crime of Asia and they don't tell us that even in America there is crime? Why? Because to sell or to continue oppressing black people. They want to continue to colonize black people. They want to continue, to dim our light. And that's why we need the unity of black people. Unity of black Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and Africans. That is the only way forward, or the only way to make sure that, black people can survive. But black people can't survive anywhere because we have this, every race is against us. We do not have friends. That's all I can say. But tell me in the comment section, what do you think? I was reacting on this video of these Asian people talking about anti-blackness, how it comes to be, how they started, hating black people. I know you have your comments down there. Just comment down there and tell me what you think about this video. Until next episode, peace be with you.